the Pirates, but Corey Hart on the disabled list underwent an appendectomy earlier this month. Underway with switch hitting second baseman Felipe Lopez, 95 miles an hour to start him off. Lopez overall average of .312, hitting .350 in 25 games with Milwaukee, and an on-base percentage with the Brewers of .409. What an acquisition he's been. 1-1.
We talk about Kevin Hart getting out of the first inning. He's got to throw strikes, and he has done a good job of that. His first two starts with the Pirates, just one free pass in each of those two starts, and now we've got a
situation.
The umpires are going to fight.
Bob Davidson says, get that bird out of there.
I thought the umpires are going to go at it.
Tim Cheetah is the home plate umpire and crew chief. Damian Beal at first, Kevin Causey at second, and they got a chuckle out of the veteran umpire Bob Davidson chasing that bird down the third baseline.
I'm surprised he didn't call a balk on the bird, because it used to be balk and Bob Davidson.
Yep. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Lopez. Pulls it fair on a 1-2 pitch into the right field corner, and it just settles there. So Lopez going to head to third, and he's going to be there standing with a triple. It just stuck in that right field corner.
Well, you've got all kind of surfaces down there. I don't know if this one got underneath the padding. The padding only goes down so far, about 4 inches above the dirt. If it gets trapped under there, then you've got to go get it. The exact start you didn't want to have.
Just got it inside the first base bag. Felipe Lopez continues to sizzle, wearing a Brewers uniform. And you can even see Garrett Jones, just a slight mishandle. Tried to grab it and missed it in the corner. Third triple of the season. Great start for the Brewers. Craig Counsell takes ball 1 infield, with the exception of the third baseman LaRoche. Will concede a run here.
This is exactly the kind of guy you want up in this kind of situation. He puts the bat on the ball. He can do a lot of different things. He's been around a long time, and wherever Craig Counsell has been, he's done a better job than you might expect.
Lifts it to left and out of play.
I don't know if it's fair to call him an overachiever, because he's just been an achiever ever since he got here. So I'm sure he's doing what he expects to do, and it's no surprise to him. But he has been very much the professional major leaguer.
His 21st start this season at third base. Taps it foul.
Actually, I'm trying to use a little reverse psychology. I hope he strikes out, because we've been giving him all these accolades, but he has been rock solid and steady.
And he is also tied for 6th in the National League in triples with 7. Felipe Lopez just collecting a 3-base hit to start the game, and now Craig Counsell tries to bring him in.
Another 1-2 delivery.
And lays off 2-2. Craig Counsell will turn 39 years old in 4 days.
If you're going to throw that breaking ball, you better either miss outside like he did, or get it further downstairs. That ball is up, and that's not where you want the breaking pitches.
Lined into right center field. 2 batters in. It's 1-0 Milwaukee. A triple and a single. Craig Counsell brings home Felipe Lopez.
Well, to be quite honest, Greg, it's hard not to get discouraged when you see this kind of thing after the road trip and the way the season has gone. It's just hard not to, but you got to keep your head down. You got to do what you can. I mean, you can't fold up your tent. You can't take the ball and go home. This is a terrible start after a bad road trip.
Yeah,
here we are, and we're in the first inning.
You can't keep your head down. Got to get it up. Ryan Braun at the plate. Braun hitting .316. The runner goes, and a fly ball to left.
Thank you, because that base was stolen.
Council had a huge jump. Braun is retired. And it brings up Prince Fielder. Watch this.
When you've got 5, 6, 7 steps underneath you before the ball is released, you are not going to be thrown out at second base.
Prince Fielder having a great year, hitting .309. He's tied for 5th in the league with 30 homers. He leads the league with 105 RBIs.
That batting average is the telling thing about the great year.
Now out of play off to the left.
Yeah, not every power hitter has the good average, but he has put the whole package together. When you get a power hitter hitting over 300, then you've got something pretty special.
First time a Brewer has had 3 consecutive 30-plus, 100-plus seasons, homers, RBIs.
Council probably standing over there and saying, listen, I'm not going to do it again. I had it stolen. I'm 39 years old, and I'm not going to do this on a regular basis. A modest lead now.
And a double play ball. Adams stationed perfectly. Cedeno to Pierce. Triple single. 1-0 after a half against Kevin Hart. The Pirates will go to work against Carlos Villanueva. PNC. And of course, Andrew McCutchen leads off last 14 games, hitting .327. Delwyn Young will hit second. Garrett Jones in right field bats third. Ryan Doumit, the cleanup hitter. Steve Pierce is at first base. Andy LaRoche bats sixth. Then it's Lastings, Millage, Ronnie Cedeno, and Kevin Hart.
Got to get the Ryan Doumit bat heated up. That's critical for the Pirates. Villanueva 2-9 with a .580 ERA, just making his 5th start. One of the concerns from the Brewer standpoint, well, he's given up 10 home runs, very vulnerable to the long ball. On the other side of the coin, at Miller Park, he's got an ERA of 9.31. 9.31 on the road, .286, so he might be where he wants to be, somewhere other than Milwaukee tonight.
You mentioned also the home runs. He's given up 10. The Brewers have allowed 156 home runs, most by far in the major leagues. The Pirates could use the long ball. They've gone 5 straight without a dinger. And it's popped up by McCutchen. Council, third baseman, in foul territory.
25-year-old right-hander from the Dominican Republic. There are the starts, 0-2. He's done good work, limited. pretty good work overall out of the pen, including one start. 6'2", 228 pounds, from Santiago in the Dominican. Very familiar with that town. Played winter ball there. That another hotbed of baseball in the Dominican Republic.
Yep.
Second largest city in the DR.
Delwin Young takes 1 ball, 1 strike.
Originally the property of the Giants, came over after a couple minor league seasons to spend bits and pieces of the next 2 years, 3 years with the Brewers, and then the entire year last year with Milwaukee.
48th game, 5th start for him. Delwin Young hitting .314 from the left side, .282 as a right-hand hitter. And 7 for 15 this season against Brewers pitching. And that will improve. Another hit for Delwin Young. Continues to work with Perry Hill on defense at second.
Did I see him with a first baseman's glove?
Lastings Millage did.
Yeah. Excuse me, Millage. Yeah. Trying to find the right spots for these bats.
Yep. Garrett Jones will come up. Jones hitting .292 with a dozen homers and 20 RBIs. The rookie of the month for July. This could be an interesting matchup. Guy that in Villanueva that gives up a lot of homers, and Garrett Jones, at least in terms of that July pace, you might think is due. His last home run came August the 7th against the Cardinals. Chris Carpenter here at PNC Park.
Well, we talked about that very subject. Nobody was going to keep up the pace that Garrett had, but what you wanted to have him do is settle somewhere in the middle, rather than
drop
have
off,
that, not have the bottom fall out. Just settle down in the middle somewhere, so you don't give it all away, all that good work you had in July. I'm sure Don Long and Garrett are working constantly on that.
One of the home runs hit this season by Garrett Jones came off of Villanueva on July the 20th.
And a good hitter's count now, 2-0.
Bucks down a run in the first. And now he falls behind Villanueva 3-0.
Not a real shift for Garrett Jones, with shortstop Escobar up towards second, but not playing the extreme shift like we have seen some teams employ against Garrett Jones. You see the shortstop, he's not over on the first base side of second, but well up and back. Exactly where the Pirates were playing Prince Fielder and got the double play.
And this is bounced to second on the long hop. Lopez gets just the one, and you know it's early with Delwin Young, and a lot of questions, regardless of whether it's Perry Hill, who is considered the best infield instructor in the game, bar none. And he's worked hard with them. One thing, without a doubt, Delwin Young goes as hard into second base, Steve, as any player I've ever seen. He is always right there on these middle infielders, for what it's worth.
See Lopez a little trouble getting the ball out of his glove, and then a long throw back to second. There was never a chance for a double play. That ball had a lot of overspin that second hop. I was hoping that it might have enough to tie him up. It didn't.
And who knows, again, whether Delwin Young is the long-term answer at second base. Those are some still remaining questions for the rest of this season as Perry Hill continues to work with him. And whether he is going to be an everyday second baseman, we don't know. But we do know what we see so far in a short amount of time about Delwin Young, his desire when he's out there playing the game. Doumit, count of 1-1. Steve mentioned the need for Doumit to get it going. Heard, if you did hear, the Neil Huntington radio show yesterday. It's on every Sunday. We referred to it a lot because the GM provides a lot of information each and every Sunday on the radio, and he made mention of some players that he pointed out, a handful of them that absolutely have to get it going, and as Steve said, Doumit is one of them. Ryan Doumit, 3 hits in his last 19 at-bats since he homered in his first at-bat August the 7th against the Cardinals. pops this ball up for Council. Got a beat on it, makes the catch. 1-out single for Delwyn Young. Pirates lead one. They trail 1-0. Nothing. Take a look at tonight's Barrel Automotive League leaders stat. Reaching base safely. Current streaks in the National League. Mike Cameron, 17 straight. We mentioned Corey Hardy's on the DL, but Mike Cameron tied for third longest streak in the National League behind Rafael Furcal and Adrian Gonzalez. The veteran Mike Cameron, a batting average of .253 and 16 home runs on the year. Frank Catalanato on deck against Kevin Hart.
Well, we got Kevin Hart on the other side of the first inning with minimal damage after the triple single bang bang. They scored the run, but got the rest of it cleaned up. So let's see if he can get himself on a little run. I'd like to see an extended outing because it's been somewhat limited for Kevin Wood. He had 6 innings and 5 1/3.
Fastball to Cameron. Misses. 1 ball, 1 strike. Saw those numbers in terms of the batting average for Cameron against the Pirates this season. Just 111. 3 hits and 27 at bats so far in the season series. Broken bat roller to Cedeno. Guns him out.
Nice little taking that in between hop on the side saddle pick. Yep, doesn't get his feet tangled up, and one of the prime things to prevent that from happening is get them out of the way. Get them out of the way of the ball when you're coming in like that. The ball's coming right at you. You don't have much of a choice. But when you are coming in, taking it on the side, make sure you get your feet out of the way first of all.
Perry Hill working with Cedeno on that. Very subject. Now Frank Catalanato. He's played in 48 games with the Brewers this season. Count 1 ball, 1 strike. Released by the Rangers April the 6th. And the Brewers signed him to a deal on May the 12th. It's a ball and 2 strikes on Catalanato. Former Tiger, Ranger, Blue Jay.
He has been around. He got a lot of suitcases. A lot of different suitcases. We all know the Kevin Hart story. He started out the year at AAA Iowa for the Cubs, and they bought him up, and after a couple of appearances, did a very, very nice job on his last 3 starts against Washington, Cincinnati, and Houston before becoming a Pirate. Came over with that 3-1 record.
2-2 is fouled off by Catalanotto. Jason Kendall on deck. We said Corey Hart underwent an appendectomy on August the 2nd, so he's been out for a time. And he missed that right fielder's bat.
Used to be a lot about Hardy and Hart. It used to be
J.J. Hardy down in the minors. The Brewers fired their pitching coach, Bill Castro, and brought up Chris Bosio as a ball hit to second. 4-3 on the putout, 2 down.
We're also talking about Kevin Hart in the open, about when he keeps the ball downstairs. Much more successful, like most major league pitchers. Well, the first 2 out in the second. Ground ball to Cedeno and ground ball to Delwyn Young downstairs.
Jason Kendall.
Yep, getting booed a little bit by the people here in PNC Park. All he did was play his heart out every game he played here.
It's his 9th game starting, the 99th game starting this season behind the plate. 118 games for the Brewers, and he has been behind the plate in 99 of them. 231 average on the year.
Picked up his 2,500th hit this year.
And another hit for Kendall. A 2-out single. He bats 7th, but batting 8th tonight for Ken Macha. The pitcher, Carlos Villanueva, the 5th time that Macha has inserted the pitcher in the 8th spot of the order.
Shades of Tony La Russa. Done it several times with the Cardinals.
Villanueva 1 for 7 this season at the plate.
Greg, we'll have a minute. Just want to send congratulations along to Tito Francona. 20 years worth of work for the Beaver Valley Foundation. Golf tournaments over the years. They had a luncheon celebrating his good work for the radiology and oncology departments for that foundation. Congratulations. He is one fine human being, Tito Francona.
Tied up. 0-2. Congratulations to Tito. Obviously, his son
Terry, yeah, he's done
great
well.
Work.
Yeah, he is a first-class guy, Tito Francona.
The Red Sox a half game back of Texas in the wild card. Boston 7.5 back of the Yankees in the East. These Brewers are in 3rd place in the National League Central Division. Cubs are 5 back, Milwaukee 8 behind. And though the Brewers are 6.5 back in the wild card, they're in 6th place for that final playoff standing. They've got a ways to go and try to reach the postseason this year. Fouled off. Colorado leads by a game and a half over the Giants. Florida is 2 back. You take a look at the National League Central Division standings.
How about those Rockies? Jim Tracy came to town, and they've been going to town ever since. Is it the manager? Can the manager make that much difference? I think they're playing better.
It's the age-old question.
Yeah.
How much a difference does a manager make?
And, I'm on the side that kind of leans toward what the players do. I think the better the players play, the better the manager is. But there are people that disagree.
Well, you can certainly cite examples I mean, Jim Tracy, is he a different manager from going to Pittsburgh, from L.A., where he had a great team, to Pittsburgh, where he didn't have a good team, to Colorado, where he's got a good team? Lou Piniella was in Seattle. They thought so much of him, they traded a player to go to Tampa Bay, where they had an awful team, finished in the last place. Then he goes to the Cubs, good team. Take a look at the wild card standings there. Strikes out his mound opponent after the 2-out single by Kendall. Kevin Hart, and the Bucks trail 1-0. One nothing lead going to the bottom half of the second inning here in Pittsburgh. Time for the Geico quote. Neil Huntington, the Pirates general manager, on his radio show yesterday says, "We are not pleased with where we are. It's a continued balance between staying patient and holding guys accountable." And they want to see some of these young players, what they can do, giving them a chance. As he told the team after the last trade, this is it. We're going forward with you guys. This is your opportunity. But both Neil Huntington and Frank Coonley saying that they're disappointed that not more players have taken advantage. There is some time yet, but there are players waiting in the wings now, and the minors are going to be pushing them. So that window doesn't stay open for them necessarily, as the strike is called on Steve Pearce.
Well, my philosophy, Greg, is I'm not passing judgment now. I don't think that's fair to do that. But in 2 years, when we look back, if this team succeeds, it will still have a miserable period starting right now. My point is, it's not going to be much fun right now, whether in 2 years you're successful or you're not. That's just the way. It doesn't happen overnight. You just don't turn this thing around by making wholesale changes. If it works, it's going to take a while. If it doesn't work, it's going to take a while.
And a strikeout. But in order to get Steve to where they want to be, the players that they've brought in, who may be in the minors, who are maybe in the big leagues right now, here's Andy LaRoche, a great example. It appears as though Andy LaRoche is trying to press, much like he did when he first arrived last year.
Young players do that.
Yep. But again, there's a window of opportunity for them to grab jobs. That's what the Pirates are saying. It's not endless. Strike on Andy LaRoche. Another great example is on deck, Lastings Milledge. Pirates traded a very popular player to the Washington Nationals because they felt that this guy still had a lot of talent.
Well, one of the most feared words in all of sports is potential. It's one of the most feared words because you want people that have potential, and then you really want them to cash in. Potential by itself doesn't get it. That gets it.
Fly ball to left field for Andy LaRoche. And Andy LaRoche has gone deep for the 6th time this season. He has tied the game at 1.
Well, there's that home run ball that Villanueva has struggled with, and Andy LaRoche got a lot of it. To about the 4th row of seats in left field, hit it in the right direction. This guy, Andy LaRoche, he had seasons where he had, between 20 and 30 home runs in the minor leagues.
Yep. And if you're going to be a third baseman, you're going to have to do more of this.
Villanueva knows. That is up and in, but not far enough in. Able to still get the good part of the bat on it. As they like to say, he sends it.
Second home run of the month for Andy LaRoche, his first home run since August the 5th against the Diamondbacks. Lastings Milledge, we mentioned he was getting some work over at first base early this afternoon. LaRoche's homer ties it. That's all well and good to maybe try different positions, but the key for Milledge to be in the lineup, I think, Steve, in my personal opinion, it's not going to be the glove. It's going to be the stick. They'll find a place for you if you can hit.
And right now, it's not the stick at 213.
It's his 15th game with the Pirates, batting .232 so far with Pittsburgh, and as Steve said, .213 overall. Knocked down by Villanueva, and he throws out Milledge. Look at the Andy LaRoche home run. His 6th.
Up, in, and out.
And 1-800-SAFE-AUTO reminds you that you are safe at home with Safe Auto, proudly supporting the Obadiah Cole Foundation for prostate cancer screening and awareness. Early detection is the cure. Ball and a strike on Cedeno. Batting .273 with Pittsburgh. And a liner to center field. One of the things I think it was John Russell who said you have to watch Cedeno, because if he starts to get pool happy, those home runs will come, but he's a guy that needs to stay in the center of the field. If he does that, he's going to hit.
Yep, breaking ball he stays with. Saw in Chicago he pulled a ball home run distance but got out in front of it. By the way, we had a nice trip to Chicago to watch those 2 games. They weren't much fun, but a lot of Pirate staff and a lot of sponsors and corporate partners taking in the trip to Chicago and Wrigley Field. Happy to be a part of that.
Kevin Hart fouls it out of play. We've mentioned on a couple of occasions that Kevin Hart figures to be a pretty good hitting pitcher in this league. At the University of Maryland, he would play first base and pitch for the Terrapins, and in 2004 he led Maryland with a .369 average during the spring. The Orioles would draft him as a pitcher, however. And a base hit.
There you go, right on the money, good.
Runners at first and second, and it brings up McCutchen. Kevin Hart was drafted by Baltimore. The Pirates traded for him from the Cubs. Ways to help yourself as a pitcher. 2 on, 2 outs. Andrew McCutchen fouled to third his first time.
Now what you want to see Andrew do is find a corner or a gap that is a possible triple and see how long it takes him to catch Kevin Hart in the base paths. Every gap shot, every ball down in the corner, a potential 3-base hit for Andrew McCutchen.
Like they just threw that ball out of play. I guess that was Kevin Hart's first Pirate hit. There's about every ball is taken out of play these days.
Well, so many young players, so many new players, there's a lot of firsts.
Yeah. a pitcher. He's already had his first big league hit, but not his first Pirate hit.
Now, if he were to steal second and double steal, would they give him second base now?
That would be great. One and two on Andrew McCutchen.
Who was looking for a fastball, got a 78-mile-an-hour off-speed pitch. Right on through it. Sometimes you guess like that and you guess wrong, you're looking right into your own dugout. That far out in front. Again, out in front.
Bucks leave a couple, but one was left up and driven out. The home run for Andy LaRoche. 1-1 after 2.
Pirates Baseball on FSN Pittsburgh is brought to you by McDonald's new McCafe coffees, creamy lattes, rich mochas, and frothy cappuccinos. Only at McDonald's. I'm loving it. And by Day Automotive. We're going to make your day.
And it is time to check out our Day Automotive this day in Pirates baseball history. It was on this day, August 17th, back in 1993, that Carlos Garcia, Jeff King, and Al Martin each homered and drove in 3 runs in a 10-3 win over the Giants. That's our this day in Pirates history. Thank you, Day Automotive.
Carlos still working in the Pirate organization. I believe he's in Altoona now.
Infield instructor, actually throughout the
roving.
Roving, yeah.
Saw him in Altoona.
Yep. Good man, Carlos Garcia. Alcides Escobar, recalled Wednesday from AAA Nashville. Shows bunt, takes ball 1. We understand this guy can really fly. Keep him off the bases. He swiped 42 bags in the minors. This year he's 4 for 15 at the big league level. J.J. Hardy demoted in the past week. Ball a strike on Escobar. I guess Carlos Garcia, who is the subject of our Day Automotive this day in Pirates history, I don't think he was a teammate in the big leagues of Benny DiStefano, but I know they played together down at AAA Buffalo. All fouled off. 20 years ago tomorrow, Steve, Benny DiStefano was a catcher in the big leagues for the Pittsburgh Pirates, the last left-handed catcher.
That's right. I want to stay baseball. I bet Lanny at dinner that he would never catch in a major league game. He was in there.
Yeah, a handful of games. Yeah, we'll talk to him tomorrow on the radio side. Benny D, by the way, in the pregame. About that anniversary tomorrow. This ball dribbled up the left side. Forget it. Swinging bunt.
That's a perfecta right there. Just a little chop. You know it's going to stay on the grass. He takes the non-stop to first base, and they're comfortable.
Southwest Field Cam shows you no chance. Felipe Lopez tripled and scored in the first. How quickly does Escobar take off?
Pretty good lead, creeping. They're just going to hold here. He's not going to pitch. Different things you employ. Stay at the set position for a long time until somebody calls time. Go quickly, slide step, throw over.
Escobar just 22 years old from Sabana, Venezuela. Non-drafted free agent by the Brew Crew. And Lopez takes low ball one. Felipe Lopez.
Well, you just know he's going to go. It's just what the Pirates can do to prevent it or get him out of a little bit of a rhythm.
Want to know the count on Lopez?
The guys that are really fast, there's two ways to steal bases. Just pure speed or get that good break. Know when to go. Know when to go.
And when you get a combo,
yeah, then
it is over.
Schools out.
Trying to figure out a way to stop Felipe Lopez. Made his Brewers debut July the 20th here at PNC Park and went 4 for 4 that day.
Well, now what you've got is a split attention here. You're concerned about the runner, justifiably so, but if you concentrate too much on him and you lose your focus with the hitter, now you're really asking for trouble. That guy at first base represents one run. The guy at the plate represents the opportunity for a big inning.
And in the dirt, 3-0, you saw the shot of bench coach Gary Varsho, who essentially runs the running game.
Defense of the running game.
And when the Pirates are out there. Yeah.
Going through the signs of what he wants Ryan Doumit to convey to Kevin Hart.
Different game these days, isn't it, Steve? I know you talk about it a lot, and we've discussed this so many times about how the catching position has evolved.
Mm-hmm. And so is the pitching position, because that used to be determined. You ran your own defense of the running game.
Runner goes. It's taken for a ball, and it's first and second.
Well, you've opened the door.
That's what the running game can do, too, right, Steve?
Mm-hmm.
The attention.
Yeah, divert attention.
Yep. Get that speed.
And the thing is, too, and Kevin Towers has been around, or Kevin Towers, I keep wanting to say that. Kevin Hart has been around long enough to be learning how to perfect that part of his game. But young players, quite frankly, need help from the bench because they haven't had enough time in the minor leagues to get that part of their game down to where it can be effective and you can get it done at the major league level, because if you're out there as a young pitcher and you haven't perfected it and you don't get help from the bench, they're going to run all over you. They're going to run all over you.
He went, Counsell offered. I guess there are very few catchers anymore then that can run the running game, right? And we understand that Kendall did last year.
Yeah.
And some people think that's one of the reasons why Kendall had such a good year throwing out runners. Threw him out at a 40% clip this year, about 18.5, as apparently he doesn't run the game anymore.
But it doesn't happen very often. That's a rarity these days.
Mm-hmm. Counsell, who singled in Lopez in the first. First and second, no one out here in the third inning.
A lot of options here. Counsell can still bunt. He's got a lot of room to slap the ball the other way with Cedeno having to go up there and keep an eye on Escobar, because if you forget about him, he'll steal third base in a minute. So Cedeno trying to dog him a little bit, keep him honest. And now you want to make sure that Kevin Hart still applies the bulk of his concentration to home plate. And Joe Kerrigan's going to probably go out and maybe address that very subject.
You talked to Joe Kerrigan, didn't you, today?
I did. I talked to him about Charlie Morton, and the theme of the thing, and it's already been played, so it's not something that's coming up. About the fact that Charlie Morton's a young pitcher. A guy who's been around 5 or 7 years can just shrug off a start like he had in Chicago. But when you're young, it's not as easy. And I asked Joe, I said, can you get rid of that? Can you shrug that off between starts, or does he have to wait until his next start before he can really get that out of his mind? And Joe's point was, it's critical what happens to him in his next start in the first inning. If you can get out there with a reasonably good first inning, then it's gone. It's behind you. Now you've got a little foundation of the rest of the game, and you've spit out that bad taste of the start in Chicago. So we'll watch Charlie Morton his next start.
Watching Kevin Hart here. Strike called, 2-2.
I also asked him about Matt Capps. I said, what's wrong with Matt this year? So he's not making the pitches he should or where he should, but also the closer has to be out there on a fairly regular basis. He's out there once every 10 games or something, and that's what they feed on. That's what they live for. That adrenaline, that pressure, that intensity.
Back to the box. There's 1 and 2.
Yes. Nicely done. And a good feed by Kevin Hart to his shortstop to make that double play look really easy. Second double play turn by the Pirates tonight. Couldn't have come in a better spot. Right there at the scoop. And then a little bit above chest high, but very manageable for Ronnie Cedeno. Nice pick by Kevin. That's well done. When he does his job, the double play is easy. The pitcher gets it started.
Now Ryan Braun with 2 outs and a man at third. Braun flied to left field in the first inning. Tied for fourth with 86 RBIs this season in the National League.
What you want to do is keep track of this top of the third inning, because if the Pirates win this ballgame, you might want to come back to that. You got the number 9 guy singling, you got the speed on the bases, then you got Lopez walking. If Counsell is not retired, you're looking down the barrel at Braun and fielder Mike Cameron. You're looking at a world of possible trouble. Now you got a chance to put a 0 on the board. I'm going to make myself a reminder note of that, because at my age I forget. So hope we can come back and look at that as a real positive in this ball game.
Two and one. Ryan Braun joined Robin Yount as the only Brewers to start consecutive All-Star games. He went to the Midsummer Classic in St. Louis again this year. Fly ball toward the line. 2-2. Two balls, two strikes on Ryan Braun. It was in April when it, I guess, this part of the story began. The Pirates hitting Ryan Braun after he homered. Jeff Karstens hit him back on April the 27th at Miller Park. He homered in the first inning. Second time up, he was hit by a pitch. He wasn't happy that another Pirate that very day wasn't hit. On retribution, this ball easily played by LaRoche on to Pierce for the out, and a nice job by Kevin Hart. 1-1. Continues Saturday night, Pirates and Reds, middle game of their three-game series, 7:05 first pitch, and after the game, KC and the Sunshine Band performing all of their hit songs live right on the field. Call 1-800-BUY-BUCKS or visit Pirates.com. Hey, the Gypsies have left the Pirates. They left the trailer. All right, let's get the Parrot. It's all set. You gotta like it, Steve. I know he likes it. Steve?
Yeah. Yep, looking good.
2-1 on Delwyn Young.
Arr. The Buccaneers.
That's good stuff. Three and one on Delwyn Young. Jolly Roger.
Ooh, that's a tough thing to do on a warm night like this. Ooh. Imagine the Parrot and Roger rather warm.
Mm-hmm. Delwyn Young has his second hit. A pop shot to left.
A little slice and dice, left field. Kind of a cut shot, just slicing underneath.
Jolly seeing it, following it all the way.
All right.
Yes. Oh, a little polite golf clap from Jolly.
Nice. Very nice. Understated, yet respectful.
What a contrast between those two characters. Oh, that's driven deep to right. And it is a line drive dinger for Garrett Jones.
The only issue was height, and it was hit so hard it didn't have time to sink. Long ball. Tater time at the ballpark early on.
13th for Garrett Jones. Second time he's homered off Villanueva this season. We mentioned that earlier. As Jones makes the right-hander for the Milwaukee Brewers, Carlos Villanueva,
makes him pay.
Pay for this pitch.
This ball was just hit so hard. A lot of major leaguers, good hitters, will hit a ball like this and they won't hit it that hard and it'll be up against the wall. This one was just tattooed.
August 7th against the Cardinals, Chris Carpenter, his last home run. Garrett Jones.
Hey, and he had a runner on in front of him.
Yeah.
Had a lot of solo shots.
That's just the second time this season he's hit a home run with a man on. Domit bounces this one to Fielder.
That ball was hit very, very hard.
Absolute laser. Garrett Jones now with 13 home runs and 22 RBIs.
Whack, and then in the stands.
That guy caught that ball?
That's
had to stink.
Hazard pay, yeah. Whenever I see that, I think of the Frank Thomas story.
The original?
The original Frank Thomas. I was with Frank at a golf event, Pine Richland Youth Center last week. He once challenged Willie Mays from pitcher's distance. Give me your best shot and I'll catch it barehanded. And he did.
No. Ball lined hard the other way. And over the head of Catalinato. And Pierce put on the brakes after the wide turn. An opposite field single for Pierce.
That ball got out there in a hurry. You see a ball go over an outfielder's head up against the wall, you just automatically think two bases. But Steve Pierce hits this, and he's got the entire play in front of him. And Catalinato gets it nicely, quickly off the wall, and he shuts it down. And the right thing to do, he was not going to get to second base.
Andy LaRoche homered in the second. 7 hits now for Pittsburgh.
So a little slicer by Delwyn Young, and then balls hit hard. Even Domit hit the ball well on the ground to Prince Fielder with the home run, and then this ball hit by Pierce, blistered. The Pirates having a good look and having some good swings against Carlos Villanueva.
Appearance, 5th start. As the Brewers have a couple of their starters on the disabled list. Jeff Suppan has been out since July the 30th. Dave Bush on the DL since June 23rd. Bit of a scramble mode for the Brewers. And another base hit. And Pierce now maybe going to try to make up for not getting to second on what he thought should have been a double. Hurries into third.
Yep, gets in there nicely. Pirates got it going. Andy off to a good start tonight.
Nice job by Pierce to get to third with 1 out.
Nice job for Andy LaRoche to go down and get that breaking ball downstairs and turn it back around.
Steve said the runner has the play in front of him as you see Braun do the 360 spin. The ball cut off. So now Pierce 90 feet away. Or a fly ball can get him in.
Don't slide too far, Steve. You're gonna a little bit, but oh, okay. You got it. Chris Bosio, pitching coach, out to talk to Villanueva.
Fascio, the new pitching coach.
Bill Castro gone.
Fascio had been at AAA this year in the organization for the Sounds. One-time Seattle Mariners pitcher, pitched a no-hitter. In fact, the second pitcher in Mariners history to pitch a no-hitter back in April of 1993 against the Boston Red Sox.
No easy feat.
The last no-no in Mariners history. Chris Fascio. Now Millage.
That'll work.
Yep, going to go the other way, and it's going to drop, and Andy LaRoche read it well. Puts on the brakes, and he just does get back. RBI single for Millage. LaRoche must have seen the stop sign from Beasley because he was thinking third all the way.
Yes, he was.
Pirates lead now 4-1. Off the end of the bat, the base hit from Millage.
I would think that would start the bullpen.
Watch, LaRoche sees it. He must have looked up and seen the break sign.
Yeah, good throw gets him out at second base, by the way. That throw came in from the outfield on the home plate side of second base. If they throw it right at second base, they've got a good chance to get Andy. I think if you went down on the field right now and you talked to Andy LaRoche, asked him about his home run, he would say, yeah, I got it good. But Garrett Jones really got it good.
He sure did. That Jones home run was impressive. Cedeno singled in the second. And now in the hole 0-2.
Still nothing happening in the Milwaukee bullpen.
We send along a very belated birthday wish to John Martinchek. John Martinchek, happy birthday. Got a letter in the mail recently.
Yep, we've been getting a lot of mail.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Some good,
yeah,
some,
we'll have to read one of the letters we got.
Questioning a little bit.
Actually, Bob and I got it, and then the gentleman included you and Tim.
Did he ever?
He called Tim Vinny. His ball, 1 ball, 2 strikes.
And not like affectionate like Cousin Vinny.
No.
But not a lot of affection.
Cousin Vinny might have written this letter. This guy, if we could only share some of the mail we get with you. Unfortunately, we
say goodbye to our
FCC
career.
wouldn't allow it. There's fan mail, and then there's that kind of mail. There's a fly ball to left. Catch made by... Oh, he dropped the ball, but they'll get it out anyway, it looks like.
Will they?
Yep.
Okay.
Drops the ball, but nothing LaRoche could do as he was headed back to second. It was a fielder's choice 7-5 on the putout. First and second, 2 outs.
So he recovers and makes a decent throw. If he doesn't throw it right on the money, he doesn't get that out. So he saved a lot of embarrassment by throwing a strike to third base.
Villanueva. Now Kevin Hart. And Hart with a base hit. Millage waved. And the throw toward the plate, and he is safe. Just got in there. Ahead of the tag from Kendall. Ken Maka's going to argue. Kevin Hart 2 for 2 in the RBI.
But I saw Jason Kendall after the play just put his hand up for time. That to me tells me that Jason was not able to get the out. I don't know if that's that to the naked eye. I think that's what I saw. We'll verify that. Main thing is Kevin Hart got another base hit. Well, maybe he's not. Maybe he's asking for a better call.
Very close. Looks like that last angle might have been the best one. It looked as though that right foot got in there and that Kendall's tag was up high. McCutchen is the 9th man to hit. Hastings Millage scoring. On the base hit by Kevin Hart. 10 hits for the Pirates, the most for this offense since August the 1st.
Well, that tag by Jason Kendall might have been on that bent leg.
Yeah.
The other leg got in.
He didn't argue much.
No.
It looked as though Millage went right at the corner of that plate. That's been a Sore spot for some. There's a line drive to left field, and this ball is off the wall. Another run in. McCutchen into second with an RBI double. Pirates have opened up a 6-1 lead.
Well, welcome home, Buccos. Way to start a homestand. Nothing finally determined tonight, but looks like a lot more fun than I saw in Chicago. That were right in the wheelhouse. Andrew probably thinking, boy, all I need to do is get under a little bit more, and I got a 3-run dinger.
McCutchen with his 35th RBI of the season. Well, Villanueva needing an out, the final out, before his manager lifts him. Delwyn Young is 2 for 2. One more hit, probably the knockout punch. 18 doubles already for Andrew McCutchen. This should do it. Pop up the shallow left shortstop. Escobar calls for and grabs it. It started with the Delwyn Young opposite field single and Garrett Jones a line drive home run to give the Pirates the lead, and they added on. Up 6-1. Fourth inning, 6-1. Robin Yount, the first Brewer to be inducted into the Hall of Fame. Who was the second? Steve, who was the second? The second.
Wasn't it Bob Uecker?
Who was the second?
The second. Is that a veiled hint?
What do you mean, the veiled hint? The question.
I know. Second. I know.
Who's the second?
I know who it is.
You do?
Sure.
Delwyn Young.
Was he a second
hit the second home run of the game tonight.
Tomorrow night's the second game of the series.
No, it's not a veiled hint.
Well, it sounded like it.
Tomorrow will be the second game of this 3-game series. It'll be Ross Ollendorf against Manny Parra. Prince Fielder.
Pirates set up for him to pull the ball. They played it perfectly the first time up for the double play. Kevin Hart already has had a good night. He's thrown up a couple of zeros now, and he's 2 for 2 with an RBI.
Oh, good night. Wow. You thought Garrett Jones got it. Oh, jeez.
Well, he got it. I don't know if he got it any better than Jones, but he got it.
Holy mackerel. That thing. 31 homers for Fielder.
And just the 106th RBI here on the 17th of August.
6-2 ball game.
This one didn't take very long as that ball kind of tailed back into that hitting zone, and well, Prince pretty much knows he got it, as did everybody else in the ballpark. You don't want to catch that one barehanded.
Mike Cameron now. Let's take another look at the home run.
Watch quick. Kevin Hart got energized on that one. The next pitch to Mike Cameron, 95 miles an hour.
One ball, one strike on Cameron. The Fielder has hit some very impressive home runs over his career. The other day, he hit an absolute Titanic bomb at Miller Park. Hit the scoreboard. One ball, two strikes, the count on Cameron. Art Yetzem, take a look at this home run the other day. 465 feet. Takes a light out of the scoreboard. Look at that.
Wow.
It's a big man.
With a big swing.
Some big home runs. Taking a look at our list of river shots that the Pirates PR department provides us. May 29th, 2006, and a base hit for Catalinato. Prince Fielder bounced one into the river, an estimated 471 feet. Here it is. Third longest at PNC Park.
The bounce, the splash. On its way to New Orleans.
Kendall singled in the second. To third, LaRoche to second, and to first for the double play.
Third one.
Around the horn.
AflackApparel.com. Definitely worth the click. And by Aflac, we've got you under our wing.
And we're back, and time for the Aflac trivia question.
Aflac!
Robin Yount, the first Brewer to be inducted into the Hall of Fame. Who was the second? We'll give you the answer in a second. Garrett Jones, who homered that line drive shot over the Clemente wall. Pirates sending 10 men to the plate. Two more given up by Villanueva.
As you might expect, Villanueva being a little bit careful, falling behind and falling right into the hitter's trap. The 2-0 count. I don't know. I think it was either the Monitor or the Merrimack. The answer to the trivia question.
Yeah, I think you've got it. A walk to Garrett Jones. Number 4, Paul Molitor. Went in 2004, even though he played for the Blue Jays and Twins, had a really solid career. A lot of excellent years with those two teams. He had promised if he ever got to the Hall, when he did, he would go in as a Brewer.
Yeah, see, you tried to trick me with that second business. I knew he was a third baseman.
Well, he played short, second, third, DH.
With that too.
Domit has popped up and grounded out.
And now you got to think that the Brewers pitcher is on a very, very short leash after the leadoff walk. Because this ball game is not out of hand. It's a 4-run ball game.
Ground ball. Fielder, what a play he just made. And they turn it into a double play.
Well, the big man doing some very fancy work at first base, taking the short hop. Nice pick. The tag of first base, and then the early throw to second, which gave his shortstop a chance to make the play and come back and tag Garrett Jones. Tag required, of course, because the force at first base was right there. Interesting call by second base umpire Kevin Causey, because he had the runner between him, the umpire, and the ball. That's a tough call.
It looked as though Garrett Jones didn't put up much of an argument, but it looked as though he believed he was safe. Tag made by Escobar.
Because Garrett Jones' body was shielding the actual tag.
Pierce is 1 for 2. Count 1 ball, 2 strikes on Pierce with 2 outs now. Nobody on in the bottom of the 4th, and a 6-2 Pirates lead. Going to send along our best wishes to Andy Olson, one of the Pirates bat boys. Had his tonsils removed recently and slowly recovering. Hope to get him back off the DL soon. Andy watching his Bucks leading 6-2 over the Brewers.
What do your tonsils do for you?
I don't think anything.
That's why you get rid of them.
That's right.
Can you order the child without tonsils? Is that possible?
That I don't think you can do.
All right.
Waited on it, fly ball to left. Braun makes the catch. Leadoff walk, then the double play, and a nice start to it by Fielder. Buck goes up 6-2. Congratulations to Daniel McCutcheon at AAA Indy. He was named International League Pitcher of the Week. 2 starts, 2 real good ones. 13 and 2/3 innings, no earned runs, couple of walks, struck out 12. Last 14 starts, he's 10 and 3.
That'll make him remember your name. Got a pinch hitter for Mr. Villanueva.
Yes. Hernan Iribarren, I believe. Hernan Iribarren. Left-hand hitter. Up from the minors. Another Venezuelan on the roster.
Oh, Villanueva goes 4 innings, giving up 6 runs on 11 hits. Pirates, a lot of hits off the Brewers starter. He walked a batter and struck out 2. I'm guessing that Hernan is not any relative to Andy Etchebarren.
That's a good
catcher
guess.
For the Orioles.
And Mark DeFelice is not related to Mike DeFelice, the former catcher.
Nor to Jose Pagan.
Or Jose Feliciano. Or Pedro Feliciano. And we can go on and on. Right?
Yes, you can. I can't keep up.
Nor can he. That pitch. 3rd strikeout for Hart.
Fastball upstairs. Strikeout number 3.
Way up there.
Used to use a phrase, I don't know if they still use it, take a batter up the ladder. Start at chest high. If he chases that, go up a little higher. Chases that, just keep working upstairs till he stops chasing.
Alcides Escobar, infield single in the 3rd. Steve, you told me to remind you about what a big inning that would be.
Yep, he had the single, then the walk to Lopez. They got the double play from Counsell. And Ryan Braun popped or grounded out. It was a big item for Kevin Hart, I thought. Because that was, at that point, that was a 1-1 ball game. Put up the 0, and the Pirates come right back and get the 5 spot. Everything turned around.
Wow, back-to-back Ks.
Yeah, you work them upstairs, and then you go downstairs. You get 2 strikeouts. That's what you get. The high fastball retired Iribarren, and then Escobar chases the low curve.
Hart has given up a triple to Felipe Lopez and also walked him. Nothing in 1 on the veteran infielder. Ricky Weeks went on the disabled list May the 19th with a torn tendon in his left wrist. They were in search from that point on for a second baseman, and they acquired Felipe Lopez. Got him from the Diamondbacks.
Kevin trying that 95-mile-an-hour fastball upstairs. A little more experienced hitter, Felipe Lopez, than Escobar. Didn't want any part of that high heat.
Oh, nice play by Pierce. Boy, he can play some D over there at first base.
Love the feed on the move. He just gives him a perfect toss, easy to handle. He made that look a lot easier than it was. There's the pick on the move. Long toss. Perfect. Nice.
Sunday, the Pirates take on the Cincinnati Reds here at PNC Park. Kids 14 and under get in free, courtesy of Panera Bread. Just visit your local Panera Bread restaurant to pick up a Kids Get In Free voucher. Offer good while supplies last. Tickets based on availability. Bring the voucher to the PNC Park box office. Or for more information, call 1-800-BUY-BUCKS. And also on Sunday, all youngsters 14 and under will get a 1979 replica batting helmet, courtesy of Pirates.com. Get in free, get a batting helmet, see the Bucks take on the Reds. Now that's a deal.
Mark DeFelice, who will be 33 years old next week, was a 31-year-old rookie last year. Coming on in relief of Carlos Villanueva. DeFelice must have been pitching extremely well earlier because he's been knocked around. What, his last 9 appearances in ERA 15. But the overall ERA for him is still 3.30. So he must have been pitching very well before he has hit this rough stretch. He comes on here to work in the bottom of the 5th inning. Well, that's some perseverance, isn't it? 31-year-old rookie.
Yep.
Give him a lot of credit.
No question.
Hanging in there. Did a lot of starting in his minor league days, and he had a lot of those minor league days. Currently working out of the bullpen. Earned his way to the big leagues. Took a while, but he's here. Out of Bryn Mawr, Pennsylvania.
Rocha, fly ball the other way to the track. One out. That brings up Lasting's Millage. Had an opposite field RBI single in the 3rd inning. The gold laces.
Yep, stylish yet understated.
One strikeout early today, working with Pirates coaching staff, as we said earlier, around first base. Line drive to left, and Braun is there. First game back off the road trip earlier today. Delwyn Young again. That's a common sight, working with him around the second base bag. There's Lasting's Millage over at first base.
Delwyn continually working on the pivot.
Harry Hill working with Luis Cruz. And then working over at first base with Ross Ollendorf. No, Ross Ollendorf wanted to know. Ross Ollendorf wants to know everything there is to know about anything. He is the best. This ball bounced to third.
Harry telling him to get off the infield.
Yeah. By A&L Motors, Andy LaRoche, a solo home run in the second. Garrett Jones, a 2-run homer in the third to give the Bucks the lead. Prince Fielder hit a home run in the fourth. Pirates leading at 6-2. Through 5, they chased the starter Villanueva. He lasted only 4 innings.
And part of the story here tonight is the Pirates' long ball, but also the fact that Kevin Hart has been quite efficient. 68 pitches through his first 5 innings. A little rough program in the first, but he cleaned that up nicely. And aside from the home run, he's been trucking along just fine. Working into the 6th inning here.
He has been both a reliever and a starter with the Cubs. Craig Counsell takes ball 1. Counsell 1 for 2. And a foul ball.
A hat catch.
Nice.
We see Tony La Russa did that in the Cardinal dugout. This time right here.
One ball, 2 strikes.
Nicely placed inside corner. Good looking fastball. Nice finish to it.
Ryan Braun to follow, then Prince Fielder.
Nice opportunity for a little over the hump inning for Kevin Hart. Get on the other side of the 6th inning. Get on the other side of these hitters.
The slider misses. It is 2-2. After being drafted by the Orioles in the 11th round in 2004, he came up through their system mostly as a starter, then traded over to the Cubs before the 2007 season for outfielder Freddie Bynum. And he started out at Double-A Tennessee in their organization in 2007, then promoted to Triple-A Iowa, where he started for both of those clubs, and then went to the big leagues, made 8 appearances out of the bullpen. Bounced to first, and Pierce says he has it.
That's the best way to take that play. Don't involve the pitcher unless you have to.
Brings up Ryan Braun. And the Cubs in 2008 used him exclusively as a reliever. 21 appearances, 28 innings, gave up 20 earned runs. And he ended up with a 6.51 ERA. Back and forth between the rotation and the bullpen at AAA Iowa. That was the case this year. Made only 6 starts at AAA. And half of his 8 appearances with the Cubs this year were out of the bullpen.
Well, a lot of starts early in his career.
Yep. Ball 1 on Braun. Slide to left and bounce to third.
You know, you can look at matchups before a ball game and you try to say, well, this particular pitcher, let's see how he matches up against this particular hitter. But, you know, it's just as valuable, I think, to look after the game and see, you know, how he did, how he worked to a particular hitter. Now, he's got a nice night going against Ryan Braun. Continue that. That would be a big part of his effort, should it be a win for the Pirates. You might think going in that the biggest matchup is against Prince Fielder. Well, he got a double play and then a home run. But I think, you know, so far, I like the work that he's done against Braun.
Inside and off Goldschmidt. 3-1 on Ryan Braun. Out of the University of Miami.
1 walk issued by Kevin Hart. As we said, the first 2 starts for the Pirates. 1 free pass in each of those 2 starts. That's good. Just as soon make Braun earn his way on in front of Prince Fielder.
He walked him with 1 out. Prince Fielder, last time up, did this.
Deep right field.
His 31st home run.
A lot of ways to describe that. One comes to mind. He buggy whipped it.
Yeah.
He's actually had 2 good at bats. The double play hit into, he hit the ball hard right at Cedeno.
Now has a 9-game hitting streak. Among the league leaders in many categories, including first in RBIs with 106. He's on pace for 145 RBIs. That would break the team record, which is held by Cecil Cooper. Cooper drove in 126 in 1983. Fairly big lead for Braun. Got back pretty easily. Prince Fielder, who 2 years ago hit 50 home runs, last year 34. Again, Braun is back. Braun has stolen 10 bases in 14 attempts. One and two. Fielder still just 25 years old. First round pick of the Brewers in 2002. He won the home run derby contest in St. Louis during the All-Star Week festivities. Stays a ball and 2 strikes on Fielder.
You wonder if Braun is going to run, or he might just be trying to get into the head of Kevin Hart, just bother him a little bit. Might make him a little more vulnerable to Prince Fielder, in terms of if he can distract him a little bit. He certainly is secure in his ability to get back. And really, Kevin hasn't shown any ability to threaten him over there. Move his little less than quick. I'd love to see him set him up and then be real quick all of a sudden after medium throw.
There he goes. Got a good jump fouled off by Fielder.
Yep.
Braun will go back on the foul ball.
Now the shirt is not supposed to come out till after the game, correct?
Correct.
He's going to do a Steve Lyons here. Is it Steve Lyons that
Yep.
lost his drawers there? Had a senior moment when he was about 28. Took his pants half down to tuck his shirt in the middle of a ball game at first base.
Mike Cameron, he started that routine for the Brewers after they win games. Untuck their shirts. And 2-2. It's Kevin Hart. Pitches very carefully to Prince Fielder. Pirates up 6-2. Tapper. Get the out at first.
It's okay. You're on the other side of the big man.
2 down. ...2009 Pirates Baseball on FSN Pittsburgh is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Southwest Airlines is ready when you are. Go to southwest.com. Grab your bag. It's on.
That was a very nice pitch that he threw to Prince Fielder. Downstairs, down under the strike zone. There's not much you can do. Those left-hand power guys love to go downstairs and golf the ball, but you can't go down that low. Nicely done by Kevin.
Cameron has grounded to short, struck out. Always a strikeout possibility. He has punched out 110 times on the year now. And he also has the power to make this a 2-run game with a 2-run homer, his 17th. Mike Cameron, just his 4th hit in 30 at-bats this season against the Pirates. It's a home run.
Well, he got on the other side of Prince Fielder, and you certainly don't relax any because he has the capabilities of doing this, but you feel like you're almost out of the woods. But Kevin Hart wasn't out of the woods.
The home run for Mike Cameron. makes it a 6-4 Pirates lead. Frank Catalanato is 1 for 2. And he lines it to left.
Just like he did the last time. So the old 6th inning bugaboo raises its head again, and it's been a snag inning for Pirate pitching. And Joe Kerrigan wants to come out and have a talk with Kevin Hart. Well, we have a moment, Greg. Just want to send along, give well wishes to Susie Lucas down on Anna Maria Island. Susie and Gil have made their home there, and Susie, we're thinking about you. Thinking a lot about you.
Yep.
And we're also thinking about Kevin Hart, who was breezing along pretty nicely here through 5 innings, giving up just 2 runs, but the long ball jumps up to bite him here with 2 outs in the top of the 6th inning. Well, that's 4 home runs now, and this is 3rd start for the Pirates for Kevin Hart, I believe.
7 home runs overall on the year. 45 innings.
That's a less than impressive ratio. You'd like to have that ratio a little better than that, lower.
Pitcher spot is on deck. For the Pirates, Joe Hanrahan starts to loosen up.
Among other things, this was a very impressive pitch count coming into this 6th inning, but it has been a labor for Hart.
That was his 24th pitch this inning. Former Bucco, Jody Garrett, on deck.
Braves won again tonight. Their rookie pitcher that they're so high on, Hanson, improved his record to 8-2. Heard a lot about him when I stopped in Myrtle Beach at the beginning of the year, which is a Braves affiliate, about what he was going to do when he got to the big leagues, and he has been as advertised.
Kendall, a fly ball to left, and it will drop in front of Millage. And the runners at first and second. And it brings up Garrett. Yeah, the Pirates were working out Millage at first base a little bit today. I say it's working hard, and Gary Varsho, the outfield coach, continues to work with him.
Well, from what we see, from what I see, you can catch that ball if you get an exceptional jump. If you don't get that real good jump, that real early quick jump, then you got to lay back and take the ball on a bounce. And it becomes an above average play if you do get that jump, in all fairness. Didn't get it, base hit.
So it is Jody Garrett. Garrett, a 177 average with Milwaukee since being acquired from the Padres for Tony Gwynn Jr.
Got to believe that this is going to be the last inning for Kevin Hart. He needs to get this out, maybe to stay and finish the inning. Scheduled to lead off the bottom of the 6th inning. It's a call there, perhaps. Out in front of 1-2. Better looking pitch from that angle than I saw originally. Right now, you got to believe that Kevin Hart's struggling to put the lid on this 6th inning.
He got Craig Counsell to ground out to first baseman Steve Pearce to begin the frame. Then he walked Ryan Braun and extended at bat for Prince Fielder. Braun had the big lead. He kept throwing over there. Got Fielder, and then Cameron homered. Catalinato an opposite field single, and Kendall a base hit in front of Lastings Milledge. Tapper to second. Delwyn Young tosses to the shortstop Cedeno. 2-run homer for Cameron. And the Brewers have crept within 2 at 6-4. Just nice play by Pearce. Tossing to Hart, they retire Lopez to end the 5th inning. Coors Light Freeze Cam. Brought to you by Frost Brewed Coors Light, the world's most refreshing beer. Kevin Hart, not real happy at top of the 6th inning. John Russell, Pirates manager, came over to let Kevin Hart know that that was going to be it for him.
Hard to take that bat out of the lineup.
I'll tell you, I love to see that though, that attitude there. You could tell he didn't want to. He didn't. Yeah, not happy. He didn't want to be out of the game. Jesus Colomé takes over. DeFelice, 1-2-3 5th inning. Ramon Vasquez.
So Kevin Hart goes 6 innings, giving up 4 runs on 9 hits, a couple of walks, 4 strikeouts. Can win it, cannot lose it. The Pirates will go to the bullpen looking for 9 outs. Home run derby tonight. 2 for the Brewers.
Two on the pinch hitter, Ramon Vasquez.
Colomé, right-handed, has that kind of slow early part of the motion, trying to hide the ball. To do that always helps. Working from the stretch.
With the Washington Nationals, the start of the year, they designated him for assignment, released him. Picked up by Milwaukee.
I just kind of wonder why he looks at second base so much. There's nobody there. It's part of his routine. Get the sign. That's fine.
Slap fair. Down the left field line by Vasquez. And he's chugging to second, and he is safe.
Nice slide as he saw the throw coming in and went the opposite way. The throw coming in on the pitcher's mound side of second base, so he takes the outside, avoids the tag. They had a legitimate shot at him. This right on the chalk. That's the early part, and then the strong throw by Ryan Braun. But you see they have to come in toward home plate to get the throw, and Vasquez reads it nicely and slides the opposite way.
See Vasquez, he just, that's 100% effort. That's all you're going to get in terms of speed, and not much there, but he gets the double, the 5th double of the season for Ramon Vasquez. Nice start for the Pirates. They try to answer that 2 spot in the top half. McCutchen doubled in a run in the 3rd.
Now Colome's got somebody to look at.
He was practicing.
Yeah, what that is sometimes, I don't know if it's the case with Colome, but some pitching coaches will have a guy look away from home plate because the more he stares at it, the more anxious he gets. The quick look back sometimes, and he'll just let the instincts take over. That sounds a little funny, but sometimes they'll do that. Vernon Law used to look away a long time from home plate, come back and pick it up quick rather than kind of overstudying it or overlooking at it. It sounds weird, but sometimes it'll work. Sometimes you look at something so long, so early, you get anxious about it.
And of course, a guy like Louis Tiant didn't look at it until the pitch was almost to the plate. He looked everywhere but the plate, didn't he?
Yep, exactly. I was just thinking of Louis Tiant.
He looked up, come back,
down,
over.
Come down and do
the shaky,
the curly shuffle down in front on the way down.
Tapper, nice job by Vasquez.
Reading it nicely.
Yes, to go to 3rd.
Knowing that Counsell had to come in case he was needed, leaves third base open. And the speedy Ramon Vasquez gets in there comfortably. See Counsell, he's got to commit just in case he's needed, but at that point, third base is available.
Watch it again now. Watch Colome pick up the ball and never look to second. That's what he should have. He practiced it for the stretch.
Of course, Vasquez didn't have to really commit because he's seeing Counsell, so he doesn't have to commit early. He knows he's got it easy over third base.
Delwin Young now at the infield in. An important run. He's 2 for 3.
Yep. Brewers have not gone away by any stretch of the imagination. This is what the Saturday game, I believe, against the Cubs, when the Pirates had the bases loaded with 1 out. They'd gotten the run and they're very much in business. Or they hadn't got the run, but they had the bases loaded, nobody out. The perfect opportunity to kind of break it open, do some real damage. It just didn't happen. Find a way to get the ball out of the infield. Simple as that. Somehow, some way. Go back to that subject. I always felt like if I squared around a bunt real early, I just get antsy and anxious and everything. So I try to time it when the pitcher's coming through. A little bit of the variation, but the same kind of thought process.
Kendall out to talk with this veteran, Jesus Colome, longtime Tampa Bay, then Devil Ray. Last 2 years with the Washington Nationals and a portion of this season in D.C. before being released. Past fielder this time. Delwin Young, his 3rd hit, picks up the RBI, and the Bucks have a 7-4 lead.
And you were right, Ray. That's a big run because the Brewers are just lurking. And you can see what they can do with 1 swing of the bat. This one might have been just under the glove of Prince Fielder. Not quick enough, and the Pirates add on.
So Delwyn Young collects his 33rd RBI. .229 at bats for Delwyn Young and 33 ribbies. There's Garrett Jones. And he has himself a base hit. Runners at first and second.
And he has a base hit because he hit that ball hard enough where Lopez couldn't get to it. And if you hit that ball any easier, they're going to get one out of it. They're going to get an out. A tough double play, but because he hit it so hard, it got past the second baseman quickly enough. At that, I don't think Lopez really had a good read on that ball when it's hit. We'll take it.
And once again, Chris Bosio comes out.
But this is just a visit of encouragement. Nobody throwing in. Kenny Maka probably thinking about maybe saving some arms. Although it's just a 3-run ball game.
Celebrate the 30th anniversary of the Pirates' 1979 World Series championship with a special ticket offer during the upcoming weekend series against the Reds that starts Friday night through Sunday for only $19.79. $19.79. Get a field box ticket, a commemorative T-shirt. So don't miss the great promotions like the 1979 Pillbox cap given away on Friday night, the post-game concert featuring KC and the Sunshine Band on Saturday night, and there's that baseball cap, the Pillbox cap, that will be given away on Friday night. And Sunday, kids' batting helmets given away.
Some people call it the famous Pillbox hat, so I'll call it the infamous Pillbox hat. They won. That was the main thing. The rest is details.
Doumit. Ball one.
Got to get Ryan Doumit to part of the party. Pirates, a lot of offense, 14 hits. Ryan looking for his first. In fact, he's the only one not invited to the party at this point.
Throw to second. Delwyn Young back. Cut, fouled it back.
Greg, this is a setup for the old pickoff play you hardly see anymore. You got runners at first and second. You have Colomé, a guy who kind of turns back toward second base. And sometimes you can find the first baseman sneaking in behind, and the minute you're looking at him, and the minute that he starts to go over to first base, that's when you make your throw. Sometimes you can catch somebody napping because he's not the lead runner. Didn't work a lot, but it was fun when it did.
One out, 1 and 2 on Doumit. Young and Jones the runners. Colomé the pitch. And he strikes out Doumit. He's 0 for 4. His struggles continue. He said he has 3 hits in his last 22 at bats. Frustrating. Doumit, of course, the broken wrist was out for quite some time. Came back July the 10th. They've been trying to get it going since. Pierce was 1 for 3 against the starter Villanueva, who gave up 6 runs, 11 hits in 4 innings.
there is a barnyard in left center field for Steve Pearce as Cameron several steps over to right center field. So he's got a lot of space. A lonely Ryan Braun from the foul line over past the 399 sign to right center field where he sees a center fielder. He's got a lot of responsibility for a lot of acreage.
Popped it up. Shallow right center. It's Cameron. Makes the two-handed catch. The Pirates get a run. The leadoff pinch hit double from Ramon Vasquez and the RBI single from Delwyn Young. It's time to bring you up to speed with the AT&T Rapid Rewind. AT&T, the nation's fastest 3G network. AT&T, your world delivered. Joel Hanrahan tries to deliver in relief of Kevin Hart.
Averaging over 1 strike out per inning. This is there. And he's been on a pretty nice roll recently. Last 13 innings, just 2 runs given up for Joel. Sitting on a 3-run lead here in the top of the 7th. I guess the rain finally did come in Chicago. The Royals and White Sox either rained out or at least delayed their ball game in Chicago.
Hit the other way. Jones. Kevin Hart went 6 innings, gave up 4 runs, but also got some double play balls. Prince Fielder in the first, Craig Counsell in the third. The comebacker.
They always help.
And around the horn in the 4th inning. Jason Kendall hit into that twin killing. Three of the 4 runs coming on the long ball.
You go 6 innings, that's 18 outs. You get a third of your outs on double plays. That works.
Lopez has tripled, walked, and bounced to first. A nice play by Steve Pearce. Jesse Chavez in the Pirates' pen now.
A little reach back for a little extra on the fastball. 3-1. $15 innings for the Pirates, 18 strikeouts. But the free pass issue.
Hanrahan walking Lopez, now faces Counsell.
John Russell, I would guess, would not waste much time in this situation with his 3-run lead late in the ball game. You don't want to look at free passes. And he's got Jesse ready. That'll work. 95 miles an hour in the outside corner.
Evens it up. Braun on deck. Popped up toward the line and left. Well done by Ronnie Cedeno.
My Sharoni.
Yeah.
My Sharoni.
What a play. Heck of a play.
Long, long way.
Watch my Sharoni here. He was the only one out there.
Yep. It's all you. Yep, there are 2 outs because of your effort there, number 13.
So Lopez back to first.
Where he belongs, really.
Yep. Ryan Braun walked last time up. And Braun taking ball 1.
That's pretty good discipline right there by Ryan Braun because he knows that Hanrahan throws very hard, 95 miles an hour. Good looking changeup, just missed downstairs. It's a hard pitch to lay off. And you're geared for the fastball. A lot of times you're out there early and you're victimized by that off-speed pitch. Is that song by Mick Jagger? Don't play with me because you're playing with fire. Well, you're playing with fire now with the guy in the on-deck circle if you don't get Braun.
Ball's behind him, 3-0. A 4-pitch walk. 2 on, 2 out. Russell will go to Jesse Chavez, who he uses when he believes he needs a big out against a left-handed batter. Pirates don't have a lefty in their bullpen, and they use Chavez in these situations. It's the Columbia Gas 8-1-1 call to the pen. smile. Watch how quickly these drives by Garrett Jones and Prince Fielder get out. Prince Fielder, 3.1 second home run. And Garrett Jones, just a little bit, about 3.25. Plays that made you smile from Aspen Dental.
I like one of them.
Yeah.
I'm going to like a third out here in the top of the 7th from Jesse. The team leading 54th appearance for Jesse Chavez.
He's faced Fielder only twice previously, has walked him and struck him out. One swing can tie it up, of course.
And he was trying to do that very thing right there.
Chavez has retired 39 of the 53 first batters he's faced. 39 for 53, getting the first man that he faces.
Is that good? I mean, sometimes I just don't know what to take out of some of these stats.
Well, just go by
14 guys. He's not gotten out.
All right, well, look. Okay, Caps has faced 42, and he's retired only 23. And that maybe gives you an idea of the year that Caps has had. Hanrahan has retired 15 of the 18 first batters he's faced. So that's real good. 2-1 on Prince Fielder. And I imagine for a reliever, I mean, this is you certainly want a guy who's got a better than average shot of getting a man in this situation.
Well, you bring him in because you want an out.
Yeah.
You want that out right away.
Knocked him up.
And that was 96 miles an hour and just not easy to catch up to.
And of course, when Graybo was with the Pirates the last 2 or 3 years, how many times did we trumpet the fact that Graybo kept all those insurance runs, inherited runners, on the bases, the runners that he inherited that did not score. And that's another stat that comes to mind. Chavez, for example, has allowed 11 of the 33 inherited runners to score. He's inherited 2. Evan Meek going to be out for, you would think, quite some time with that side strain. For a pitcher, that's awfully tough.
Did we put a curse on him? We came to the casino night on a Sunday night, a couple of Sunday nights ago. Had a nice chat with him.
We did.
He's got the right outlook on being a major league player.
Yeah, we praised him for what a professional in a short amount of time he's become, a real pro. Well, you handle yourself off the field as well. It's important.
Wish him well.
Yep,
really do.
2-2 pitch. Lined into center field and a base hit. This will score 1.
And eventually, these guys are able, I don't know how they do it, but they catch up with fastballs that are above 95. That one clocked at 97 miles an hour. But I guess what you think, if you see enough of them, then you start to swing early enough. And he swings early enough and hits a big base hit for the Brewers. Catches up to it.
Was smoked into center. RBI brings home Lopez. That run charged to Hanrahan. He walked Lopez and Braun. Braun's now at second. And now it's Cameron at the plate. He'll hit a 2-run dinger last inning off Kevin Hart.
Well, Jesse's not backing off. That one 96 miles an hour.
Missed the home run that he hit off Kevin Hart last inning, his 17th. Cameron 1 for 3 against Chavez. Oh, 2 count. Runners break. Well, one does. And it's a stolen base for Braun. Fielder does not follow up. Braun picks up his 11th steal. (11 for 15) in stolen base attempts for Ryan Braun.
When you see a pitcher locked in against the hitter and you see the opportunity and it's a sure thing, why not?
Foul tip for the strikeout. Cameron goes down, but the Brewers pick up one. 7th inning stretch, 7-5 Pirates. Seventh inning. It's time now to check out, in case you missed it, around the major leagues. Nate McLeod is placed on the disabled list with a hamstring injury. He insisted he could play on it. Bobby Cox thought otherwise. Adam LaRoche, 1 for 3, 3-run homer. In the Braves game, Aubrey Huff acquired by the Tigers for Brett Jacobson from Baltimore, and John Smoltz officially released by the Red Sox, and some other teams are saying they have interest.
John Smoltz, one of the best. Starter, tremendous reliever, closer, and then starter again.
Andy's brother Adam, another home run tonight, is 17th in that 9-4 Braves win over Arizona. And hit hard foul the other way. Andy LaRoche 2 for 3.
Pick down the right field line.
Midnight signing period, the deadline tonight to sign your draft picks. All eyes on our nation's capital.
Absolutely.
Will they sign Steven Strasburg?
And for how much?
San Diego State, they say he is ready for a major league rotation. He's got it all. A true difference maker. The Washington Nationals, their fans clamoring for a player like this. But how deep into their pocketbook will they go?
And how much faster will the major league game be than his scholastic stuff? The answer is a lot.
What options does he have? Sitting out a year, play independent ball. Might get hurt.
J.D. Drew program. Way back when with the Phillies.
But Aaron Crow, the player that the first rounder that the Nationals did not sign last season. Lastings Millage lines it into center field. Good to see that. He has 2 hits plus a line out to left.
Couple of knocks.
Millage the 1-out single. Ronnie Cedeno is 1 for 3 with a run scored. Colome's second inning of relief. Cedeno with his first at bat of the night against Colome. Was 1 for 2 against the starter Villanueva. He's on the hook. He grounded to third against DeFelice. Traded from Seattle, part of the Jack Wilson deal. 0-2. We were showing you, in case you missed it, that Nate McLouth is going on the disabled list. Jack Wilson hoping not to go on the DL, but he missed the entire 4-game series against the Yankees with a hamstring problem.
That was Nate's problem also,
Yeah.
wasn't it?
And saw recently where Jack Wilson said he was hoping to get back into the lineup tomorrow night for Seattle. The Mariners are idle today. They'll be in Detroit tomorrow. Count of 1-2. Cedeno has been certainly a pleasant surprise offensively, and maybe a bit of a surprise with his defense. He's been really above average and exceptional at times at short.
He's been quite good.
Yeah. Stays a ball and 2 strikes.
But like with everybody else, it's what you do in the long run. And like everybody else, it's what you do in the long run for a year or two before you really establish a resume. It's that simple.
One of those players that Neil Huntington talked about in terms of an opening. It's available, it's there. And there goes Millage. Pitch is taken for a ball, little double clutch from Kendall. And a stolen base for Lastings Millage. Just his third in 6 attempts. Another look at kind of an awkward play here. Kendall has thrown out 11 of 60 attempts. A little under 18%. 12,478 paid attendance tonight. Cedeno a chance to pick up a run. The Pirates answered the 2-run homer in the top of the 6th inning with a run in the bottom of the 6th. Can they answer the run that the Brewers scored at the top of the 7th inning? Get that 3-run lead back. Kendall out to speak briefly with Colome. Brandon Moss on deck. Drive to left by Cedeno. Forget it. Way gone. Roney
My Sharona.
My Sharoni
My Sharoni.
has hit his third Pirate homer.
And nothing cheap about it either. Rode it. With a little vapor trail on it over the 383 sign. Braun just turned around. Never made a move.
2-run blast. 9-5 bucks. The Pirates, who hadn't homered in 5 straight games coming into this one. That home run by Cedeno, the third Pirate dinger of the night. His third as a Pirate, his 8th overall. Cedeno hit just $167 with Seattle, 5 homers. Now with the Pirates, 3 home runs, 10 RBIs.
Some impressive home runs.
Cedeno playing in his 16th Pirate game. Ground ball to Fielder off the bat of the pinch hitter Moss for the second out.
Some impressive home runs. The home run by Jones and then Fielder, and this was impressive. I mean, this didn't take long to get out of here.
As you said, it was a no-doubter, Steve. And Braun just barely turned to look. Certainly didn't take a step toward the wall.
16 hits for the Bucks tonight.
June 13th, we're told, the last time the Pirates had as many as 16 hits in a ball game. McCutchen 1 for 4 tonight. RBI double. And it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Bucks 16-7 when they hit 2 or more home runs in a game.
I tell you, look at the line score too, Greg. It's nice to see the Pirates have answered each time that the Brewers have made a move at the latter part of the ballgame after their halfway mark. Every time the Brewers have scored, the Pirates have answered in the bottom half of the inning, which is always a good thing.
Deep short. Escobar throws it away. That speed of McCutchen, and Escobar knew he had to hurry.
They'll charge an error. The throw accurately would have gotten him, but it would have been interesting at first base. It would have been very interesting. Kind of hoping for Andrew that he might have gotten a call for a base hit, but the overview, it's a play that should have been made.
Delwyn Young has 3 hits.
No rules about not running at any point in a ball game these days. No matter what the score is, no matter what the lead is. And Andrews got a pretty good lean at second.
Delwyn Young. Single to right in the first inning, single to left to lead off the third, and the Pirates sent 10 men to the plate, scoring 5 times. Popped up to short that same inning and singled in a run to right field in the 6th.
Using a good bit of the field, various directions. The Rock would like that, wouldn't he?
Oh, yeah.
Going the opposite way, not trying to get Paul happy.
There it goes, and it's fouled out of play. McCutchen looking for his 13th steal with 14 attempts. And he has that easily. It might not have been a throw.
Well, you know, I don't know much about the form of track people or runners, but it doesn't look like he wastes any side-to-side motion when he runs. It's all forward and it's fast.
Yeah, that's a great
and it looks
call.
under control.
You're right.
It's a straight line.
Yeah.
To that last homestand, I really do believe it was a blur when he came across home plate.
Two count on Delwyn Young.
Want to play the guessing game? I'm guessing he's going here.
I am guessing he's not. We'll play the guessing game.
Stay tuned. Pretty decent lead.
He's going. Picked by Fielder.
Pay up.
How much was it?
A lot.
All right, here's a lot. There you
Thanks
go.
a lot.
2-run homer for Cedeno. He got a lot of that. Pirates up their lead, 9-5.
It's brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Southwest Airlines is ready when you are. Go to southwest.com. Grab your bag. It's on.
Oh, what a shot. Looking in to this beautiful ballpark.
Never gets old. Doesn't. Is that from the Renaissance?
Looks like it, huh? Here is Jeff Karstens
trying to get things turned around. It's been a rough stretch. He's given up something like 13 runs in his last 10 innings.
Yeah, after a real good run.
Yep.
Of course, it was Karstens who was hit by the pitch in obvious retaliation when he had hit Ryan Braun in April. And the Brewers waited until the July 20th game. Karstens batting against Chris Smith. Chris Smith hit him. Frank Catalanato now 2 for 3. One ball, 2 strikes. That pulled foul. Kendall on deck. They
were the main participants in the
he was
fracas
catching,
here.
obviously, and as though Karstens was barking a bit at the pitcher, and Kendall jumped in very quickly. Ball bounced. Karstens gets over. And the play going 3-1 on the putout. So here it is. Karstens hit by the pitch. The benches would clear. No punches. And Karstens, though Kendall apparently had said to either go to the mound or go to first base, do either one. Karstens said Kendall did not say go to the mound or go to first base. According to Karstens, Kendall was saying, you want to call somebody out, call me out. Kendall, no stranger, by the way, to being hit by pitches over the years.
And usually the thing there, if the ledger has been balanced, then you let it go. If it's not, if either one of the teams or players feel like it's still uneven in one direction, then it can fester and it'll stay in the file. But if they feel like it got resolved and they got it done with that particular altercation, then they'll leave it alone. Both of these clubs have bigger fish to fry.
He walks Kendall on 4 pitches. And Kendall was really
Joe
going
Kerrigan,
yeah,
in the warm-up jacket, and Kendall was interviewed later on and played around with Joe's first name.
Got nothing close to his first name. He called him, I think, George Kerwin, if I'm not mistaken, or Dave Kerwin. But he kept calling. In fact, the writers kept correcting Kendall. Said, "You mean Kerrigan?" Well, no, Dave Kerwin.
And then it came down to whatever.
Yeah. Fly ball to center. McCutchen is there. What a play!
There's the jump.
Only because he absolutely had to. McCutchen, the diving grab.
And that's a jump combined with speed. Now, not many people have that kind of combination. He does, and that's why he's got the big lover on that ball.
Great grab from Andrew McCutchen. And quickly up to think maybe I got a shot at first.
You know, the more you look at it, the more you realize he got to that ball so quickly. I don't know if he had to dive or not. He got the ball.
I think he thought he had to. Yeah. I think he surprised himself. He got to that ball as fast as he did. Alcides Escobar.
You get jaded sometimes because you see so many players catch the ball and then get to the ground.
Yep.
So you kind of have to sort it all out, find out what's legit and what's not.
Some players dive, no question about it, just to dive to get on the highlights when they don't have to. We've seen it a lot. By the way, that was Casey McGee who had pinch hit for Colomé. That's a fair ball. Doman throws out Escobar. Andrew McCutchen makes this fine grab on the ball, hit by McGee. Robbing him of a hit. 9-5 Buccos. If you're traveling and can't watch your Pirates on FSN, you can always catch the game on your computer with MLB.tv, the ultimate baseball experience, featuring 100 out-of-market games per week live on your computer. Catch those you miss on demand. For more details, visit Pirates.com, where baseball is always on.
Former Cincinnati Red Todd Coffey coming to work here in the bottom of the eighth.
He will face Garrett Jones, who's been on base 3 times with a home run, a walk, and a single. Todd Coffey has a 1.62 ERA over his last 14 appearances. McCutchen back in dugout. Talking with Luis Cruz. McCutchen an RBI double in the third. Part of this 16 hit attack. Garrett Jones, Ryan Doman, Steve Pearce. 3, 4, 5 men in the order. It's currently a 4-run lead, so not a save situation, but looking as though John Russell will regardless get Matt Capps some work. And Steve mentioned earlier, he's talking to Joe Kerrigan, that maybe one of Capps' problems has been he's not getting consistent work
in save situations.
I guess the argument would be, if you look back at his career, was he getting more consistent work? I don't think he had many more opportunities than he has this year. We talked to Neil Huntington about it. He said it's a command issue, no doubt about that. He's not spotting that ball like we've seen in the past. The velocity's fine.
Well, we saw 2 examples last homestand. There was a Thursday night, and whoever it was, just blew him away in the 8th inning. And then on Sunday, he got hit again. Got hit hard.
Jammed him. Fielder tosses to Coffey.
It's a funny thing to explain and a funny thing to justify that a 93-mile-an-hour fastball can be different with a four-seamer. And you talk about finish. It has that finish the last maybe quarter of the way to the plate. And it's hard to record. It's hard to keep track of that. But there are fastballs that have the same speed, or at least they put the same numbers up, that look more impressive than others. I can't explain it. Just finish, I guess. Yep. Finish, snap on the ball. And Matt had it that Thursday night. It looked like the days when he was blowing away everybody. And we just simply haven't seen it as much this year.
Brad Lidge, you look at Brad Lidge's numbers. His ERA, opposing batting average against, after a perfect season, near perfect season last year.
46
right?
saves or something, 45 or 45. Some silly number.
Toward left. And Braun looked maybe the lights. A little trouble, but makes the catch.
Yeah, the low line drives, the low ones can get you in the light situation. But for whatever reason, he has looked extremely comfortable out there. But if it was the lights, then he stayed with it nicely. You got to tip the cap there. It's a very good play when you can't see the ball for a while.
Braun, by the way, will be due up third in the 9th inning. The Pirates, after having lost 17 straight games to the Milwaukee Brewers, going back to last year until they won that 8-5 decision on July the 20th here at PNC Park, and then went on to take 2 of 3. Now have a chance to win their third of their last 4 against Milwaukee. They went 1-14 against the Brewers last year. A win tonight gets them their third in 9 tries this year.
By the way, I forgot to ask you over the weekend, have you been celebrating the 40th anniversary of Woodstock? Rick?
Not much. Have you?
Yeah, I probably do just about every night.
We'll have to ask you how you celebrate, huh?
Yep. Now the days of Country Joe and the Fish.
Oh, there we are.
There's a man. Yep, he was
there.
there.
A tribute to Woodstock.
He was up on the farm.
Yep.
It's all right. I just never figured out how Sha Na Na figured into that grouping.
Sha Na Na was there?
Yeah.
No, come on.
Bowser, yeah, sure.
Bowser was at Woodstock.
All right, I'm bringing in the poster. I still got the poster. I'm going to bring it in tomorrow night.
Come on now. Bowser and Bob Dylan. Who else was there?
I don't think Bob Dylan was there.
He wasn't?
Apparently you weren't paying attention to 69.
No, I was not. Now let's call up the list.
Take my word for it.
No. Now, why would I do that?
Busted again. He wanted to be there.
Sha Na Na at Woodstock? I don't think so. Sly was there, right?
Sly and the Family Stone.
Jimi Hendrix.
Sly Stone.
John Sebastian. Ball popped up to right. Catch made. Arlo Guthrie. Joan Baez. Canned Heat. Grateful Dead. I'm still looking.
That's enough. That's enough.
I don't see Sha Na Na. Janis Joplin. The Who. It is time to check out our Verizon Wireless Road Ahead upcoming games and TV schedule. Brewers in for the next 2 nights. And then after the Thursday off day, the Reds in for that 1979 World Series celebration weekend. 7 o'clock Friday, 7 o'clock Saturday, and 1:30 on Sunday. If you can't be here, be there. Watch it right here. 9-5, head to the 9th inning. Steve, we owe you an apology. Our research department has checked out all the acts at Woodstock back in 1969. After midnight on August 18th, 1969, Blood, Sweat, and Tears performed.
Wait a
then
minute.
Johnny
What-
Winter.
what
then
difference does it
Crosby,
make
Stills,
after
Nash, Young.
midnight? They
Because
played all night.
It was about 4:30 in the morning where Sha Na Na came out and performed like 9 songs. So you're right. Sha Na Na, Bowser
It was 3
there.
straight days
No, and
of rock and roll and no Porta Johns. That's
Nobody
what
knew
it
it.
was.
Nobody knew it.
All right.
Everybody was long gone, believe me.
Matt Capps on here tonight.
Yeah, but you were right. Literally, Sha Na Na was there. You don't seem very pleased. We
Well,
apologize.
you're trying to scar my announcement.
Your announcement.
Doesn't matter. It was all night and all day for 3 days up on the farm.
2-1 count on Felipe Lopez. A couple of walks, a triple, a couple of runs scored. Pirates lead by 4. But don't relax here. The big boys, Braun and Fielder, coming up. We really need to get Lopez.
We don't need to make it interesting.
No.
It's been interesting enough twice when the Brewers closed to within 2. .96 on the gun from Matt.
Another foul ball. Two and two the count on Lopez. With Counsell to follow, then Braun. Nobody working harder to figure it out than Matt Capps. Fly ball to McCutchen. Good to see Capps going to get the first out. The all-important first out we talked about earlier. Craig Counsell, 1 hit in 4 trips, and that was an RBI single in the first. The Brewers took the early lead, and the Pirates tied it on an Andy LaRoche home run, his 6th. Kevin Hart, the starter, and still in line to win it, was able to get a double play ball in the top of the 3rd with runners at 1st and 2nd, nobody out. Got Counsell to hit into a DP, and then Braun grounded out. And then in the bottom of the 3rd, Pirates sent 10 men to the plate, scored 5 runs. Garrett Jones homered, and there's a comebacker. 2 up, 2 down for Capps.
So Kevin Hart, good chance to pick up his first win as a Pirate. So he got a ball for his first hit, or get another ball for his first Bucko win.
It's Ryan Braun now. Parrott looking to raise that jolly. He's got the jolly on his shoulder. How about that? A little reversal. Ball one on Braun.
Yep. Got the Buccos a win tonight.
Yes, sir. Braun has walked twice.
The parrot should have two little parrots on each, one on each shoulder. The good parrot and the bad parrot. Listen to the advice from the parrot. The good Roger and the bad Roger.
Yep. McCutchen, right center, and there, raise the Jolly Roger. A 1-2-3, top of the ninth for Caps. The Pirates win the first game of this 9-game homestand.
Yeah, beginning of the game, Greg, I was saying, well, with the Pirates not flashing much offense, you're simply going to have to outpitch your mound opponent. Kevin Hart really didn't dazzle anybody, but he gets the win, and the Pirates bring the bats home.